Hey, it's Jules, aka DJ Starlet, as on my channel. Um, this is just a follow-up. This is like my third follow-up, really, to my video that I did in regards to, why is this happening and obedience. And so the third thing the Lord has been impressing on me, and this is probably within the last, I don't know, probably a few months, I guess, is in regards to being obedient and tithing and not to be a slave to the lender. So that's biblical, not to be a slave to the lender, but you might ask yourself, well, I have no idea, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, many of us have mortgages, car loans, borrowed from a neighbor, borrowed from a friend, any number of these things that we could be a slave to the lender. And so the Lord's really impressed on me lately to watch my obedience in this area. So I thought I would share it. And that just means that, for an example, a few weeks ago, one of my friends had some things they were selling. They were in a rough spot, going through a divorce and stuff, and they just kind of mentioned like, hey, I've got this, this, and this for sale, and I was like, don't really need it, but, cool. I'll take that from you, but it's not my budget. I didn't budget for it, so I'm just going to pay you off little by little, so expect like 3 or 4 weeks, right? A paycheck or two. And they were cool with that. I was cool with that. They needed the money, and we're good. But I know we've all been in this position, and I know that you can sympathize with me that there's those times where you're like, okay, well, that mortgage payment's going on this many months or this many years, or that car payment's going on this, or I borrowed money from so-and-so. And the thing is, just what I've been impressed on is to be obedient, not to be a slave to the lender. And in other words, if I expect my blessings, then I'm not going to hold up somebody else's. So if I owe them money, then I'm going to make sure that they bless me with something, so I'm going to make sure as well that I return the money, and that I'm going to make sure I do that in a timely manner, as to not create discord, really, but really just to be obedient and not to be a slave to the lender. So that's pretty much what the Lord's been impressing upon me, is that I shouldn't make, well, I really want to go out to dinner, and I really want to do this event, I really want to do that, and well, I can just pay them later, and blah, blah, blah. No. Wrong answer. The right answer is be obedient. And the right answer is to make sure that when I give it to them, I'm giving joyfully, like I would give when I give to the Lord when I'm tithing on a monthly basis or weekly basis. And that seems to work out, because then I find it more of a joyful thing. Like, yeah, I'm going to pay them back, and I want to do it in good timing, because the truth is I want my blessings. Don't you want your blessings? I mean, I don't need to start any iniquity or transgressions or anything in my, family line. I mean, that's biblical as well. There's all kinds of curses and, junk that we could talk about. But I just feel like to not be blameless in that regard, to make sure that I am paying somebody back. There's definitely been times in my past where I hadn't been on that walk yet. Like the Lord teaches you things, and we all learn at different times in our life. But there's definitely been times where I'm just like,